Well, I didn't really do anything today. Don't really have anything going on today, so... I did get into I guess... I had a racist person try and get into a debate with me. Yeah, ever since I'll talk about it later. Yeah, but anyway, what I was saying is there was somebody who tried telling me that they were racist and I was wrong, but wouldn't say anything otherwise. I'll see if I can pull up the conversations. But let's see. Here's one of them. So back on May 26th, so about a month ago, I wound up posting on Facebook about I posted one of my videos on Facebook about the rebel flag, and oh yeah, he definitely blocked me. But Bruce Erickson is his name, and I'm not going to say which one, said the bars and stars mean you're a redneck. So I just replied that the flag is known as a racist flag. So he posts redneck lives matter, and I'm like, regardless of whether all lives matter or not, those are racist flags. And he says something about white lives. And Eric, one of the guys that's routinely in my videos, says, try arguing something worthwhile. That flag is a piece of trash and is good for nothing but fuel to a fire. You can be a redneck without that damn thing. The Confederate/rebel flag is racist, period. So he shows one of his tattoos. It looks like the Monster Energy logo, and it's got the rebel flag, or whatever you want to call it, showing through the Monster logo. And Bruce says, don't you dare talk about my flag. Eric says, and? You got a name brand tattoo custom to say that you're a racist shithead. So Bruce replies to Eric and says, boy, know your place, you Minnesota piece of trash. Eric says, I know my place. I'm a proud Minnesota person. I respect other people and I'm not a racist, liar of a fuck. And Bruce, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on. For a while I couldn't keep up with what Bruce and Eric were saying, so I reply, that flag is a racist flag, the KKK uses it and they're racist as fuck. I know my place, it's with every person who tries to make the world a better place. And then I say, big man acting tough through a screen. I stand up for people, no matter what. And it just keeps going on and on. And he's like, Bruce says, yeah, hey boy, I'm from Detroit. And Eric and I both responded, and I'm not. And Bruce says, "Boy, don't play games with me." And I reply, "Hey Bruce, you still play games? I don't." So then Bruce posts a picture of Trump, and it's got the caption, "Roses are red, violets are blue. If you're a liberal, this is for you." And it's got a picture of Trump giving the finger, and Eric says, "Bruce, lol, you're a literal fat joke." And I reply, "He isn't a joke. I like jokes. Jokes are funny." So at that point, that's the point where I switched over from trying to have a conversation to just being a smartass with him. So Bruce posts a picture of Homer acting stupid, and goes and says, "Look at me, I robbed a Target to stop racism." My response was, "Bruce Erickson just said he robbed stores. I wonder how much he stole in case it adds up to a felony, lol." And then Bruce posted a picture of a sign that says, "God bows down to Trump." And that's when he blocked me. Let's see if I can find another. Well, the good news is I don't have to deal with him anymore. Unless he finds a way to come over to my YouTube videos. But what the hell is it with racist people on Facebook coming up to me? Is it because I am, is it because I'm standing up against racism? I want to know. Alright, I want to clarify again. I'm not racist. I stand for equality. I know I've said that in a previous video, but I feel as if it needs to be said again. A person is a person. If we go off of skin color, one person out of a group does not represent the entire group. I've met not only have I met people, I've seen people from every walk of life, every major, well, I guess Minneapolis has kind of got a big selection of people to choose from, but it doesn't matter who it is. I've seen people, white people, black people, all that stuff. How do I put this? Doesn't matter who a person is. I've seen just as many white people and black people going to college to improve themselves, or who have made a name for themselves doing something to spread equality, or, you know, what have you. And I've seen just as many white people as I have black people who have gotten into crime. Doesn't matter who a person is, or how they were raised. What matters is that person's actions. So, the reason I bring this up is because at least since the end of May, when I posted the videos about the whole Black Lives Matters protests with the George Floyd protests that started everything. Since then, I've had more people come to me on Facebook talking to me about racism, talking to me about inequality because of what they think. None of these people have given me good enough answers to make me want to actually talk to them. And yet they always wind up making threats to me and accusing me of being embarrassed that I'm white. I am not embarrassed to be white. What I am embarrassed about is that all these people think inequality is a all these other people are okay with inequality. And that's what pisses me off. That's what I don't like. I'm willing to have a civilized conversation with people about anything almost, but I cannot have a civilized conversation with somebody who goes in with a certain idea in their head and then tries to bring down everybody else around them to make themselves look better. And when it comes to the racist people who have spoken to me thus far on Facebook, I'm not saying all racist people are like this, but I am saying the ones that I've spoken with so far have been like this. The ones that I've spoken with so far who have been racist have been telling me that these people have been telling me that they think certain groups of people should be oppressed, when the only thing I say is I think people should be treated equally. I believe that it doesn't matter who a person is. A person is a person. And for those of you who are saying that I shouldn't support certain things about the protests, I support the protests no matter what. Because I am part of a group. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am pansexual. That means I'm attracted to a person regardless of sex, regardless of gender identity. It doesn't matter who the person is, I can have an attraction to that person. Now, here's the thing. The Stonewall Riots happened at the end of June June 28th, 1969 to July 3rd, 1969 were the Stonewall Riots. Alright? Stonewall Riots, for those of you who do not know your history, were a series of riots, violent demonstrations by members of the gay community in response to a police raid. Many of these people who participated in the Stonewall Riots were trans people. Pride happened to commemorate the Stonewall Riots, at least in the US. So the Pride Parade that many people see today in the US, the Pride Parades that I've recorded in the past and put on YouTube, have all happened and have been made possible because of the Stonewall Riots in 1969. And the Stonewall Riots happened because of people of color, mainly. At least that goes with the story that I've heard. And this is what I've been able to corroborate with all the stuff that I found. Many of the people who participated in the riots were people of color. So we wouldn't have the pride parades. Gay people wouldn't have the rights they have today if it hadn't been for people of color who were also part of the LGBT community. Stonewall. The Stonewall Riots were important for not only the LGBT community, but also for the people of color who participated in the riots as well. So here's the thing. I don't feel like I can, or I feel like that, how do I put this? I feel like the excuse me, the LGBT community and the Black Lives Matter movement that's been popularized recently in the news. If it hadn't been for people of color, the LGBT community wouldn't have the rights that it has today. I support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I support equality no matter what it takes, because there are good people out there in every group of people. Whether it's people of color, whether it's the LGBT community, or whether it's some other group out there, there are good people out there. Certain groups have considerably less good people in them, but there are always good people out there. And there are people who are willing to do the right thing. And that is what is keeping me going. And that is what's keeping me supporting the LGBT community. And that's what's keeping me supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Well, I'm going to end the video. Before I do, I have a question for you guys. Would you rather eat all of your food liquefied and frozen like a popsicle, or have strangers squish all of your food like wine grapes, but with their perfectly clean but bare feet before you eat it? So let me know down below what your answer would be. If you made it this far, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell notification, all the things, and make sure you follow me on social media. I try and update there as often as I can. Oh, by the way, I have a video coming out about this later. Or at least something that happened with this person earlier is in the video that's coming out. I do want to say, today, I had somebody try and tell me to get rid of stuff that they thought was stolen because they were paranoid about it. This is a person that leaves their door unlocked and then complains about people getting into their apartment. They told me today that they think other people in their apartment have a key to their apartment, and that somebody wound up sticking gasoline in their food. So I don't know what to say other than paranoia is a hell of a thing. So if you think somebody's out to get you, my recommendation is to go see a therapist. Talk shit out with a therapist. And if you don't have the ability to go to a therapist, go to somebody you trust, if you trust somebody, and talk shit out.